Hey everyone, so I have another Doctor Who episode review today, or technically 2 episodes, because this is The Impossible Planet and Satan Pit, which are of course episodes 8 and 9 from the second series, and they aired on the 3rd and the 10th of June 2006, which seems like a very long time ago now, considering we're into the 5th year later. It doesn't actually feel like 5 years, but at the same time it feels like forever ago. But saying that, I can still remember the first time I saw this airing, because I remember the way my living room was, because we changed the living room around so much, and it was a sunny day and the sun was blaring in at the TV screen and it was really annoying. Yeah, but it was a really, really hot day. Anyway, so in this episode the Doctor and Rose land on a spaceship that is stuck in a planet, well, on a planet that is hurtling towards a black hole. And if that's not a big enough problem to find out when you first land, the TARDIS also goes missing, which is obviously not a good thing, because the Doctor can't live without the TARDIS, they can't get back home without the TARDIS. So straight away you have all these problems, and then you find the Ood, which look pretty scary, and then we learn that they are actually just slaves or servants of the crew, the human crew that are on board the ship. So we sort of learn straight away that they're not something to be scared of, until later on when they become rabid and possessed by the beast, by Satan, by the devil. So that is really good. And really quite terrifying, because our opinions change in a matter of seconds, because we go from being terrified of these creatures, like our first initial impression, we're scared of them, and then we grow to love them because they seem quite gentle and soft characters, and then they become quite evil again. So we're kind of really confusing ourselves as to what we're supposed to think of these characters, because they're evil, but they're possessed, it's not their fault. So do we love them, or do we fear them and hate them? It's really confusing, and it's quite an emotional tie there. And then of course Toby Zed becomes possessed. That is my favourite part of the whole thing, when he's looking down at his hands and his face is covered in all the markings, like they're like tattoos sort of things. I absolutely love that. My all-time favourite bit though from the Satan Pit, from the second episode, is when the Doctor goes on the tannoy and asks if there's a Rose Tyler on board, and Billie goes, "Yes, I'm here, that's me." And the relief on Rose's face, that is my favourite bit, because she thought the Doctor would, she thought it was the end of the Doctor. So that is definitely my favourite bit of the entire 2 episodes, which, considering that's an hour and a half of Doctor Who, that one key moment is pretty special for me. Obviously the cast of this episode is fantastic. David and Billie are the key cast members for me, of course they are going to be. But the sort of the additional cast member I adore is Claire Rushbrook, and she plays Ida Scott, and I fell in love with that character straight away. I absolutely adore Ida, and then I actually wrote to Claire and I got a really nice response from her, so that was really nice. But the cast in this is absolutely fantastic. They're all brilliantly played, all the characters are so vivid and so real, and you can really connect to them, especially when Suki goes drifting off. That's heartbreaking, it really is. Directed by James Strong, not a name that I've associated with Doctor Who before, so I'm going to have to look further into that name and see what else they've done and things. As with the writer, Matt Jones, not a name that I've heard of being put aside Doctor Who, so I'm going to have to look further into that. Yeah, but The Impossible Planet and the Satan Pit is definitely one of my favourite 2-parters, and possibly one of my favourite from Series 2. Perhaps not my top favourite, it doesn't come into my top 5, but it really is one that I absolutely love. I prefer the Ood in this episode than I do in their newer episodes. But as far as the acting goes, and the cast and the characters and the plot and the subplots and the context behind it all, I really do love that. Yeah, so there's my thoughts on that. Quite brief. I don't really have much more to say on that for some reason, despite the fact that I do love it. It's senseless, but never mind. But please feel free to leave comments and things and let me know your thoughts on this or any other Doctor Who episode. Any requests you have, please let me know, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.